So I'm back with another video because it's quarantine and we're all very bored, and why not share some more tips with you guys. So this video is gonna be about how I stay sane in quarantine, as sane as possible, because honestly I'm not that sane right now. I'm kind of going a little crazy because this ish is lasting too freaking long at this point, but I'm happy to be healthy and not sick and still able to move and exercise, and yeah, so I'm not gonna complain, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not fun anymore. So I have 3 tips that I want to share on how to stay sane during quarantine. Number 1 tip is movement. Now, this is off of my personal experience, so not everyone is gonna feel the same or have the same preferences as far as what's gonna keep them sane during quarantine, but movement really has helped me stay sane because, I mean, it's kind of hard being inside all day, but you can still find ways to move. So for me, my biggest I don't know, things I've been doing to stay active is I've started doing chores again. So that sounds freaking weird, but I've started washing dishes after every meal. Every morning I sweep the kitchen floor and I sweep the bathroom floor. Sometimes I'll vacuum, but because everyone in the house likes to sleep late, I basically just don't ever vacuum. But anyways, I'll straighten up the pillows, I'll wash the dishes, I'll do all these different things. So that helps me just kind of stay active instead of just sleeping and not being active. So another thing is going for walks. So I walk a lot around these apartment complexes that I live in. So I go for walks a lot. I try to avoid people when I go for walks because obviously I don't want to be in everyone's space while going for walks, but I go for walks a lot. I was trying to go for 1 walk after every single meal, so I eat 3 to 4 times a day, so it'll be 3 to 4 walks, but now it's kind of gone down to 2 or 3 walks a day, but that's because I do like dancing and other things. So try to get, if you want to track your steps to get more movement, but you don't have to. Just try to get more movement in. So that's why these trackers are good, because if you stay still for too long, they'll just be like, you need to move. So I recommend getting a tracker, but if you don't want to spend the money on that, don't bother. Just know logically that you're gonna have to move a little bit more, even if that just means doing high knees or jumping jacks around the living room. Just move. So along with that, with movement, is changing up your routine. So before quarantine, I was doing strength training it was like 5 or 6 times a week. It was kind of insane, on top of working at 9 Round and doing kickboxing a lot, and on top of doing like lots of walking. Little boy's doing a cartwheel outside, it's so cute. All right, so anyways, yes, get that cartwheel. So I was doing like 5 to 6 days a week of strength training, and then on top of that I was doing 2 days a week at 9 Round because that's required of us, which is wonderful. Like, I miss it, but dang, that was freaking hard. Like, that was not easy. And then on top of that, I was walking a lot too, so I was getting all my steps in. I was like checking all the boxes, trying to be perfect with my fitness and whatnot. But now that quarantine is this exception to the rule, I guess, as far as daily routines go, now I'm looking internally and I'm like, what do I want to do? Because strength training was fun and I love it, and of course I want to keep this. So obviously you still need to do strength training, but I'm like, what do I really want to do with my life or just in general with my body? So dancing was one that I started doing that again, and I freaking love it. I do Steezy Co. Use Steezy Studios. It's only $100 a year, and you get access to the greatest choreographers from LA, from all over, and they do house, urban dance, jazz, funk, popping, hip hop, break dancing. Like, there's so many different styles in that, and it's amazing. So I love using Steezy Co. That's how I've changed my routine up. So I've started dancing again. I started doing more chores, started walking more. And then I just move in ways that I like instead of moving because I feel like I need to try to reach some crazy goal with my body. Like, I just want to feel good during this time and be as stress-free as possible. So part of that is moving how you want, not moving how you feel like you should. Like, you shouldn't have to go for a run. If you want to go for a run, go for a run. If you have running as part of your routine, or if you're training for something, obviously you need to run. But I think you should do what you want to do and what your body feels like it wants to do as well. And also take rest days when you need to. I was barely taking rest days. I'm sure my body is now screaming for that, but now I'm like, if my body is that sore, like, I need to take a rest day. Don't freaking go crazy. So take your rest days if you need to. But anyways, tip number 1 that I've ranted on, movement. So getting that movement in, but also doing what movement you want to do, not what other people want you to do, or not what you feel like you have to do. All right, and then tip number 2 is I've learned, or number 2 of what I've done during quarantine is I've learned new skills and new hobbies. So one of them that I started that I just love, and I love this channel for helping me do that, is cooking and baking. So because my diet, I try to be as clean isn't the right word, but I try to eat whole foods and try to eat nutritiously and try to eat high protein, low fat, higher carbs, because I just like having energy. So I found a channel called Flexible Dieting Lifestyle, and his channel is amazing if you're trying to eat lower calorie, higher fiber, and higher protein meals. He has anything from cookies to pizza, and I can even add it on here. You can see some of the meals I've had in the past. Like, they're freaking good. Like, you wouldn't think they're good because some of them are made from some weird ingredients, but they're freaking good. It's just like the regular food, the regular high fat, high sugar, high carb food. So I started learning how to cook differently, and just how to cook in general, because my sister will attest to the fact that I can't cook, and I still can't really cook, but I can cook better than before. So anyways, cooking I got into, and then as I mentioned earlier, different styles of dance. So not only was I not dancing before, but I was so stuck in like a bubble that I was just trying to do like jazz. I hate hip-hop, I suck at it, but that's what I'm starting to learn how to do. So hip-hop is a style that I think is just beautiful. The musicality in hip-hop and just the way you have to control your body is just so advanced, and my brain doesn't know how to do it, and that pisses me off because I'm the type of perfectionist that wants to be good at everything first try. But I've started getting into that, and even when you get 2% better, like, you feel just so good about yourself, and your self-efficacy is just like skyrocketing. So just learning that's helped my mental health, I guess. Helped me like cope with this situation. Like, at least I'm progressing somewhere, even though the world feels like it's stopped. So that's another one. And then lastly, what I've done is learning different topics that are going to help me in the future. So I'm learning about business. I wrote a business plan for a business that doesn't even exist. I won't share it because it might exist in the future, but I wrote a whole business plan, and I'm still planning for things that could happen in like 10 years, because we have time right now to just do it, literally. Nike. So if you have time, learn something new, because it's gonna help you with your self-confidence and your self-efficacy, and feeling like, even though this situation is so out of my control, I have something that I can control and feel better about myself about. So I may be not able to go to work, I may be on unemployment, blah blah blah, all these things, but I'm getting better at dancing, which if I want to do something in dance in the future, that's going to help me. I'm getting better with my business skills. I'm on YouTube talking to people, even though it's through a camera, and that's helping me with my social skills, because I suck at public speaking so bad, but this is helping me with that. So learning a new hobby or a new skill is really going to help you mentally during this time. So tip number 3 is kind of a weird one if you don't know how it works. So tip number 3 is meditation. So I've gotten into meditation, and I'm not the type of person that's super spiritual or super into like kumbaya, blah blah blah. I am not. I'm like one of the last people, because I don't know why, I just am. But I downloaded a meditation app called 10% Happier from Dan Harris, and it's kind of changed me a lot just in general, because when you learn how to control your thoughts, or at least to acknowledge them and accept them, they don't drive you crazy, and you can be more present in your life. So I think I might have ADHD or ADD, and it helps me not get as sidetracked. Just like in this conversation that I've gone on 20 tangents, it helps me not get as sidetracked, and it helps me with my concentration and my focus. But I have a study listed here. It's from the National Institute of Health, and it's called Meditation, Process and Effects. And this study showed that meditation greatly reduced stress levels. But not only did it do that, it increased the length of telomeres. And telomeres are the chromosome caps. And the longer the telomeres are, they're typically an indicator of how long your lifespan is going to be. So you want to have longer telomeres, and meditation has been shown to increase the length of telomeres. So not only does it literally make you happier, it also can increase your lifespan. So obviously quarantine is a very high stress situation, so you want to reduce as many variables as possible that are going to increase your stress, and include as many variables as possible that are going to decrease your stress. So for me, meditation has been one of the biggest things, and I push it a lot on my Instagram page. But like, once you start doing it, you just feel how relaxed your body feels during that time. Like, you don't do anything but just kind of sit there and be alone with your thoughts. And I even heard somewhere that most of humanity's problems would be solved if they could just handle being alone in a room with their thoughts, which is kind of insane, because a lot of people don't do things because they're fearful. And the fear just comes from, oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if this happens? And it's a lot of just in your mind. So once you change your mindset, which meditation will help you do, you'll realize that you can kind of achieve anything you want to do with just enough effort and consistency. So yeah, meditation is my third and final tip for staying sane during quarantine. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might not be that long, but it's kind of cool to just sit and talk in a car and sweat, and hopefully help someone. But anyways, my first tip, movement. So making sure you're getting your movement in and changing your routine through that movement. So if you were doing something previously, try to change it up, and it might just give you a little, like, I don't know, boost of energy and a little motivation to do something different for once. 2, learning new hobbies and skills, especially ones you just have no clue about, like me, business. No clue about it, but now that I am learning, like, I'm like, okay, this may be something I want to do in the future. This is kind of cool. Then 3, meditation, trying to control your mind, because that's going to help you in literally every area of your life. If you can learn to be content with yourself in a room for literally 5 minutes without speaking, without distraction, then you'll be able to control a lot in your life. So those are my 3 tips for staying sane in quarantine. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Whoever is watching these videos, it doesn't really matter if someone is or not. But if you want, like, subscribe. Hopefully I'll make another useful, helpful, tip-filled video soon, because I'm making like 2 a day because I'm just bored and I just want to talk to someone. I'm enjoying this. So anyways, I'll hopefully make another video soon. I'll see you guys soon, and like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Coach Tashay. Add me on TikTok, Coach T Woods with 3 O's. I have lots of cat videos on there, and I don't know, random videos. Cameron's on there, my boyfriend. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.